Our next artist is Reetika Vazirani, who is the author of World Hotel and White Elephants. She's the winner of the Barnard New Women Poets Prize. She's currently the writer-in-residence at the College of William and Mary and will soon join Emory University's Creative Writing Program in the fall of 2003. She's also a book review editor for Callaloo and the senior poetry editor of Catamaran, a journal featuring works by artists from South Asia. A recipient of the Pushcart Prize, her poems have appeared in numerous publications, including Best American Poetry 2000, Paris Review, Meridian, and The Nation. So please welcome Reetika.
Thank you for being here. I'm very pleased to be part of this program, and I'd like to thank Learning Partnership and Megan Brown, and also, again, the organizers. I was born in India, and I was raised in Maryland and Washington, D.C., and I am constantly reminded that had it not been for the freedom struggles in this country, that many refugees all over the world would not have a place, a sense of home, had it not been for the struggles of the African American community here. So Washington, to me, is quite a symbol of how the world has changed, and also a symbol of how the issues of our day have not changed that much, that the questions of race are coming up with our situation now in the Middle East. Because when you think about it, the Middle East is a composite of the world, and not least of which is it African. So I think the questions of race are very much alive in our troubles today. Living in a time of globalization and travel and immigration, I am most concerned about questions of home. So when Mahnaz mentioned this reality of exile, of how with so much mobility in this world, most of us, many people have it's impossible to find home, and so the challenge is to make home. What's remarkable, too, is that we live in a time in which the English language no longer belongs to the English or to Americans. That is purely a global language. And so my book, World Hotel, entertains those questions of exile and belonging, as well as a question of what is global and what is local. And I'll start with a few new poems. Skin. Even in this country, we say, Dasa, dark one, go to hell, straight to, can't agree on Varna's meaning, color, aura, caste. We dream, light skin, light up my lucky sky, fair skin, fortune, Bentley, my rolls. Look, the apple-cheeked Kashmiri passes in a white club. Or look, the broad-nosed Dasa wants a metropole guard, tea time early to get him off the course first. Yet you're darker than he, Krishna. Even a god can't explain what skin is. Sometimes I think Britishers hated their own pallor, feared us. I lived in my body, sinuous, peat, otherworldly, macadam, macabre, music of my drum, your blueness, my glucose biscuit skin. Love to them is fear and lore. To you I devoted. My God, not all of us stooped. Tea leaves, peppercorn, cinnamon, cane. I'm very grateful to be published by Copper Canyon Press. You may have been reading in the news that Sam Hamill, who's the publisher of that, has been putting together an anthology of poems against war in response to the rescinding of the invitation from the White House for poets to go to there. So this is a poem from that anthology called Mouth Organs and Drums. Fighting. God, it shattered felt. 100,000 women who, from balconies, bowed, palace grounds, bells and shell necklaces we buried a night, wrists chinking, 22 karat come down to drum level. Men line the other side of the chalk. Rosewater, pista badam, santra, green straws, bottled drinks, horns blow, boxing matches. Everyone is voting. Dice games, a new parliament says cowherders and ayahs will also live in good houses. Food will not know radiation's dead enzyme. Take your voucher. I check my lipstick. Dusty arms, feet, no sleep in 24/7. Red packages over the field. I give a ring to the baker. Take hints from the fishman's tilted face. Of course, the city would marry. I went forward. All 4 classes ate from the same fringe of leaves. Tinsel, wet fingers, dark, light, no sacrifices, peace in pearls and in rock, peace in the sea's wilderness, in English, Tamil, Triginia, and in the jet stream of ocean, peace on the SS war machine, in God, 500,000 rows, all flags, no one kingdom select. How is it that through not only colonialism, but through our own families, we learn to dislike what is central about ourselves? Hydroquinone is the major toxic ingredient in bleaching cream, and it's still used by millions of women all over the world. Hollywood and hydroquinone. She lightened her skin, played Sousa and Jocelyn, 4/4 time we sailed. When she didn't speak, our accents seeped out of British books to Mrs. Milner's, Port de Bras, lamb's wool on our swollen toes, Giselle, the merry widow. If we stared, she opened magazines, long limbs and pale eyes. Our nothing she hoarded, lentils, chilies, chana, her mother, a husband's overdoses, back there with the tang, his last note recanting, you will. Thus our kitchen, a shut drum, 6 shrimp cocktail glasses of milk. We ate what we didn't grow and wore our oldest clothes through grocery stores with a hush on our lips. Don't touch. This is Maryland, a big country. I am your mother. Invent me. India's independence came in 1947. When I am 10, the British quit. Headmaster says, the Great Mutiny started it. We repeat, the Great Mutiny of 1857 in our booming voices. Even Akbar was great. Even Catherine. We titter over history. His back turns. We see his pink, spotty neck. Sorry, the British leaving, we beg. This is hardly a quiz. Sit up, he spits. It is about trains and ships you love, city names. As for me, I'm old. I'll end in a library. I began in trade. But you must stay, we tell him. He lived here as we have, but longer. He says he was alive in Calcutta in 1890. He didn't have a rich father. He came with the tea company. We saw a statement on his wall. They built railroads to take the tea home to England so Darjeeling and Assam could be sipped by everyone, us and them. They sold Ceylon, silk, pepper, sapphires, cotton. Of course, they wanted what we had. In England, there's just wool and salt, snobs and foggy weather. Shakespeare, we make the trade. Now, the central figure for a female exile in Indian mythology is Sita. Rama was banished from the kingdom, and his first job was to make sure he kept his eye on his wife Sita, and the first thing he did was not keep his eye on her, and she was abducted by Ravana. Epigraph is from the Dream Songs. Packing is in India's women's. I wonder every time how I manage it, and I have done it 34 times by count. Sita. Thinking myself between cities, histories I could have lived, the 14 houses, a long walk when the Tonga driver stopped to speak, joy at an airport lunch, and on a cycle I pedaled off, searching and ending a search. My life was not always a husband, the daughter in my head, or the lover I didn't keep, wicked stepmother, the judge in court. At cocktail parties, I played the exile, didn't wear my jewels, lost them, ignored my children, dwelled on tribulation, rewound it, made them play it over. I was the orphan Sita and the mother of. That is over. I am tired. I think sunshine on ships when I traveled, laughs on Malabar Hill. My life did not comprise me. It was so brief. Dedicated to you. It is the thing you do. Open a book by someone you like who never knew you. You leaf through to see which words are dedicated to you. What gives you this posthumous feeling? Well, you like his work and want your name in it, like on his dance card when there were evening dances at your grandfather's supper club. You see Miguel Hernandez and Mirabai, Dickinson, Galeb and Haydn, Carlos, Don't Kill Yourself, Drummond, De Andrade, but not you. You wonder when you will appear. This is more than the desire to see you engraved in stone as an original donor to the Morgan Library or listed in your alumni magazine, charter member of the President's Circle. This is the affair you had. Dedication is only part of the proof. The rest is in hand, canceled, stashed in a box made of sandalwood lined with department store tissue. The rain presses you to find. You are there in the pantheon. You knew it. This poet, born in England, died in 1950 after India's independence, when murder was breakfast cereal and people hoarded fists. Your grandfather divorced your grandmother, who went for a Muslim in Bombay. No more dances at that house of cards. Therefore, your mother, an only child, gave birth to orphans. D.C., the 50 states, and Puerto Rico. You fly across the world like mail in 1968, in the bright days of war and department store parades. This poet loves her readers, and you loved him, who died before you were born. This last poem is called It's a Young Country. And we cannot bear to grow old. James Baldwin, Marilyn Monroe, Marvin Gaye sing the anthem at the next Super Bowl. We say, America, you are magnificent, but we mean we are heartbroken. What fun, we chase after it. Can't hurry, go the Supremes. Next, that diva soprano for whom stagehands at the Met wore the t-shirt, I survived the battle. We leave for a better job, cross the frontier, wish you were here in this hotel. Two of us one, we are with John Keats on his cot in the Lone Dictionary. I'm falling on dilemma's two horns. If you are seducing another, teach me to share you with humor, water in my bones, and the sound of a midnight telephone. Hello, love, I am coming. I do not know where you sleep. Are you alone? We grow old. Look at this country, its worn dungarees, picking cotton, dredging ditches, stealing timber, bullets, prairies, America's hard work. Have mercy in order to form a more perfect some step forward, some step back. Neighbor, here's a seat at my table through orange portals, lit tunnels, over bridges, Brooklyn, Golden Gate, weather be bright, wheels turn, yes, pack lightly, we move so fast. Thank you very much.